Hello everyone. Hope y'all are doing good today. I need a small confirmation from you guys if you can clearly listen to my voice. Please write down in the comments if you can listen to my voice. Is it very clear or not? Because last time I think um, my webcam mic was being used when I was talking. So yeah, please let me know in the comments if you can clearly listen to my voice. Also, I'm going to share my screen. Just let me know if you can see my screen. Today's topic is going to be very, very interesting. Stick around and let me know in the comments. Also, be ready with your questions. I'm going to ask you some questions in the live. I got so many votes for today's live session. Let's see how many people will turn out today. Great. Yeah, thanks a lot for confirming. Looks like you guys can see my screen and also clearly listen to my voice as well. As I said, today's topic is very, very interesting. I'm not sure how many of you are, let's say, preparing for interviews, and also if you already attended some interviews and were asked about system design. For you guys, especially, this would be very, very interesting, I would say. And yeah, how did I get this idea to make this? So, in general, I pass by the airport every day uh, to drop my daughter to school. So yeah, I see so many, let's say, trucks or let's say delivery vehicles uh, going around from the airport, especially. Like I'm observing this from almost 1.5 month. So that's where I got this idea. Okay, how about sharing this as a system design? Think out loud. I'm not going to talk about tools here, especially. So yeah, majorly that's where the idea comes from. And yeah, I tried to connect to all the, let's say, the dots here, because I do have lots of experience with different tools and technologies, I would say. So I was thinking this would be very, very useful for you guys, especially if you are applying for mang companies, Meta, Apple, Amazon, you Google. So yeah, that's the plan. It's not only for man companies. In general, if you have this particular knowledge, this can be applied for different businesses as well. It's not only this is just an example. Okay, I am talking about one of the examples in this slide, but overall this can be applied to many different businesses in very different, let's say, for use cases. You can solve different problems as well. All right. I think I can start now. We almost waited for 3 minutes. I see many people are joining in. Just give me a comment and also stick around. Do not live in between, I would say, so that you can ask me questions. Definitely, I'm not going to take much time. We are going to discuss very, very high level, and also I'm going to ask you questions. So definitely, please try to answer those questions in the chat. Yeah, as I said, I was passing by an airport. That's where the idea came in. And what I observed is like, this is, let's say, huge, distributed system. Okay, in terms of technical words, if we speak, this is a huge distributed system running physically. Okay. Today, we are going to break it down. Um, as I said, we are not going to discuss anything about tools here. All right. Also, Kubernetes, especially. Oh, sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. Yeah, can you see my screen? Sorry, I started writing. Just confirm me in the chat if you can see my screen. I just need one confirmation, please. Drop me. Yes. Okay, great. Thanks a lot, Kishore. You look very active. Gautam as well. Definitely, I'm going to answer all your questions. All right. So, yeah, as I said, we are not going to discuss anything about tools, especially in interview perspective. Also, no one will expect you to, talk tools. Okay, in terms of especially system design. Just keep this in your mind. Um, and here, I'm going to just let's say talk about our thinking process. Let's say how are we going to think. Okay, we are not going to discuss anything about tools. Just think how systems actually work. Okay, that's the main agenda of this whole system design live. And also this would be, let's say, expectations of the interviewers. Okay, keep this in mind, very very, you have to stick this into your mind. Do not talk about tools. Okay, so first of all, um, let's define the problem. So what exactly is the problem, right? Most of you have used maybe let's say some kind of delivery system, I guess. I mean, you try to order something. For example, a package is is being delivered to a particular location, right? From one location to other location. This is very very common. I think most of you know, most of you try to order stuff online, right? So this is, let's say, the problem statement first. Okay, in this whole uh, logistic system design, this is, let's say, the problem statement here. So in general, assume you plan to send one particular package, right, from one location to other location. Maybe assume you are trying to send this package to one of your friend. Okay, I'm going to write it down. So the plan is to send this particular package from one location to other location. Okay, this is the problem statement. So this is, what do you think? I mean, um, how easy it is to send one package from one location to, let's say, other location. You just want to send something to your friend. So I mean, there are multiple ways of sending, for sure. Directly you can go, or maybe you can do some other way of transport. Online you can book something, right? So this is, let's say, we are talking about only one particular package going to one location. All right, assume now if you want to send it to multiple people. All right, multiple people and multiple different packages. We are not talking about one single package, not even 100. We are talking about multiple millions of packages. All right, we are talking about millions of packages which are being delivered every single day. Okay, from all over the world I'm talking about. It's not only one particular small location or city. All over the world, if you can think and observe, generally so many things are being delivered each and every day, every hour. Okay, globally every country has the same stuff. All right, now just imagine what kind of problems start appearing in this case. What kind of problems will start appearing? Just let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? So for a small part, let's say if you want to send a package from one location to other location to your friend, this is fine, this will work normally. Imagine, as I said, multiple millions of packages are being sent every single day. Okay, I see package missing, wrong delivery. Amazing. Let me write it down. Okay, package missing is one of the comment we got. Wrong delivery, right? Let me add from my end as well. Delays, for example. Okay, and wrong routing. Okay, whatever comes to your mind, you can just write it in the comments. I'm looking at the comments as well parallelly on my this screen. So yeah, you can write it down. And also tracking, right? These kind of problems usually appear. Yes, location, Amazing. Thanks a lot. You're trying to add a lot. I really appreciate all the comments. Please actively try to involve so that I'll also get more interest to explain in this manner. Billing issue, right? So the list goes on. I mean, if you keep on writing, the list goes on. So what we can understand from this? So at scale, this is not a. I mean, this becomes a system problem. Not only sending a package from one place to other. This would become a system problem, right? So this is going to become a system problem. These are, let's say, very few that we are discussing. There are n number of problems that will arise. So if we keep on discussing, I think we cannot proceed with the the session. So I'm going to stop here. Thanks a lot for the comments. Already I got so many comments, but yeah, so this would become a system problem, right? So now let's understand how it works in general. So let me scroll down a bit, and I'm going to write step one, right? How exactly it works? I mean, see, we have so many digital platforms. I mean, everything starts digitally these days, especially. So what exactly will happen? As a customer, I will try to order something, right? So order gets created. So I'll be the customer here, and there will be a service. Assume it as order service, right? Once a customer order something, let's say we are like the customer, you are the customer trying to order something using a particular service called order service. As soon as you order something, you receive an ID, right? Let's name it as tracking ID. Thanks a lot for the comments. Wrong product, like size product. Yeah, definitely. Really appreciate your comments. Now I moved on to the step one. So what exactly is this? Customer is going to order you as a customer using a particular order service. I mean, there are so many different services in an application, but yeah, uh, I'm going step by step. So you get a tracking ID, right? So if you order something, of course you are going to get tracking ID so that you can track what's going on with your package. So digitally, everything is going to start digitally. Understood? Hope this is clear to all of you. um, this particular tracking ID, okay, whatever you got, this becomes the identity. Okay, oh sorry, this becomes identity. Okay, without this particular identity, let's say ID, your package becomes invisible. Okay, assume, I mean, if there is nothing like an ID to track, it's very difficult to the whole system, and also to provide information to the user, and also warehouse. I mean, there are so many stuff, let's say, behind the scenes going on. So this particular physical product which we ordered, this will become a digital digital object. Okay, this is how this is only the step one. We created the order, we got a tracking ID, this became a digital object. So what is the step two? So the step two is, let me write it down here, pickup assignment. So as soon as some order is created, there should be someone to pick that particular order and also deliver it, right? So this is how it works. So this pickup assignment also, it's a very huge huge task. I'm going to write it down very simple, very high level. Multiple drivers are there, okay, to pick this, not only single driver. So how this works, I mean, in general, who is the nearest driver? Okay, followed by who is, let's say, available to pick up fast. Because see, whatever we are trying to deliver, if you want very good service, it should be fast, right? Everyone wants to order a product now and they want it to get delivered in minutes. Now imagine how this particular system works. So this this is, let's say, one of the biggest part, I would say, in all these steps. Now imagine how the system will decide, let's say, who should pick up this particular package. So this is where optimization problem comes in. Okay, this is almost similar to, scheduling workloads in cloud systems. I mean, if something, um, for example, if you want to scale machines in one of your services, you have to define optimization techniques there. So how you are going to define, you are going to, check so many different metrics, data, based on that, how frequently, we are going to increase the traffic. So it's almost similar. Optimization problem is, let's say, one of the major tasks. Because see, now, one of the comment we got here, wrong assignment. Because see, there is a high possibility that you might be assigning this particular product to wrong driver, right? And also, if you have any, let's say, answers or comments, we can write it down. I'm going to write it on the board as well here. But in general, wrong assignment, and also in terms of, wasting a lot of time, right? See, someone is ordering something, he expect that order to be delivered within, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or 24 hours, or 2 days. It completely depends, right? And if it is getting assigned to a wrong driver, there is a lot of time waste, fuel is getting wasted, money is getting wasted, right? Just let me know in the comments what is coming into your mind right now. So these are the, let's say, some of the problems which I'm trying to define here. These are very common, and there are so many different issues here as well. Okay, now let's jump to the step 3. Customer order created, pickup assignment is, let's say, done. Now step 3 is, let's say, the warehouse part. Warehouse. So every item, yeah, market reputation, thanks a lot. I'm going to write it down here. One of our subscriber commented market reputation. Yeah, so many different things are going on, right? So we can add so many other stuff as well here. Now I'm going to talk about warehouse. So every item, okay, every product, most likely it will sit in a warehouse, right? In general, every product is sitting in a warehouse, and every product is being scanned. I mean, it will have a particular barcode, right? So if you can check, I mean, if you order something, definitely that particular product will come with a barcode and so many other details, right? So this particular barcode is getting scanned in a warehouse, right? So this is mostly event driven architecture in real life. I'm not sure how many of you know about event driven architecture, but yeah, for every scan, there will be an event that is getting stored and that is being, tracked. So basically, this particular warehouse, this is a data pipeline. All right. This is a data pipeline. So all the packages are moving physically here as well as digitally. So everything what you see is, let's say, happening digitally as well as physically, right? Digitally and physically. Now we finished 3 steps. Yeah, whenever the product came, it will be scanned. Yes, That's what I'm trying to say. I think our subscribers, followers are also trying to comment. I really appreciate your comments. Now, now let's discuss about transport. Okay, step 4. Once again, transport. So this transport is, let's say, not towards the customer side, but in general, if a particular package starts, I mean, it comes from the warehouse and it goes to a truck. That particular truck goes to the airport. So this cycle goes on, right? Again, plane, then warehouse. So this is, let's say, whole life cycle, right? Everyone will think this is just transport. I mean, of course, you, let's say, as an end user, you just care about your product. You don't think about, all this stuff. But just think slightly or loudly, I would say, all of this, it comes down to scheduling, right? How it is being scheduled, and also the capacity, timing, right? Because see, timing matters more than speed, right? Sometimes timings matter more than speed. Now let me know what exactly happens in this whole change. See, this is a very big chain, right? Everything is, let's say, connected to each other. Now just imagine one missing flight. Okay, just imagine one missing flight, and what exactly will happen to all the packages, right? Let me know in the comments. One missing flight, and what exactly will happen, right? Delay, of course, is, let's say, one of the uh, challenge. I can see time is, let's say, a lot of time waste, and also money. I mean, so in general, it looks very simple for the outside world, right? But one small delay, it will block the whole chain. I mean, from warehouse to truck to airport, plane, warehouse to the customer, like the whole big chain which we have, everything gets affected, right? It's not only, one missing flight. Overall, the whole end-to-end process is getting delayed because of, one small, scheduling problem or capacity problem or timing problem. See, all these come into picture. So whatever we wrote here, all of these come into picture, right? This is where system thinking is very very important. This is what the interviewers expect from you. They do not expect, okay, you have to know Kubernetes, you have to know Docker. Generally, how you think about in systems, okay, how you are going to write down all of this stuff. This is very very important. See, tools and all, everything, everyone can learn it, let's say, in few days or let's say few months. But overall, this particular thinking makes you separate from people who are learning tools and systems, right? This is the way people try to judge in interviews. Now let me jump back to the step 5. So what is this step 5 here? Tracking system. See, I am trying to cover very very high level. I mean, in depth, if we go in detail, there is so much stuff, but I think this is more than enough for your interview purpose. And also, if you are learning, this is, let's say, very very high level understanding. You're not going to sit and design by yourself in real world environments. Also, you'll have a team, proper team. You just need to have high level overview picture. Okay, how things work, how I need to think in general. This is one of the example which I am trying to explain in this particular live. Okay, we are going to do more such lives in the coming days, but yeah, for now, this is, let's say, more than enough for you to understand and also to attend interviews. Now let's discuss about tracking system. uh, as I said, I mean, if you order something every day, you try to order a package or something, right? You get an ID that becomes your tracking system, right? So let me write it down here. User is ordering something and they get a tracking ID using in the backend. I mean, we call it as, let's say, tracking API. Okay, and latest status. So uh, whenever you, let's say, order something, you try to check, okay, what's going on, let me check, okay, where's my package, right? You go refresh, try to track all the time. So this is, let's say, read heavy. Okay, because millions of people are, doing this stuff, not only you as a person, all over the world, let's say, all over the, let's say, country or city, wherever you are trying to apply something, everyone, because see, packages are not single, right? Millions of packages get delivered. So this is, let's say, very read heavy. Read means not write all the time, people are trying to read that. This is read heavy. Many people think that this is real time. Okay, sometimes it will be real time, sometimes it's not, but yeah, what all I can say is that every user expect real time here, but overall backend reality is, let's say, a bit different. Because see, if they, try to update every single second, then their servers will go down. There are so many different mechanisms which work in the background, cache and whatnot. I don't want to talk, all of that stuff, but yeah, yeah, based on the vendor update, the status will be updated, and the tracking API will use high read like many requests for the seconds. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain here. So yeah, assume, I mean, I think you guys are getting a clear picture, right? How things work. So the goal is to do that, not to pinpoint the exact problem and try to solve that. We our goal is, let's say, to understand the whole end-to-end architecture of this, logistic systems. Now, step 6. This is the, let's say, last mile. Okay, this comes from driver to customer. Which one is best for this, monolith or microservice? That's what we will definitely discuss about this. Big C, I already told you, we are not in a position to, I mean, we are not in the situation to discuss. We are going to, let's say, go with microservice, monolithic or not. In general, we are trying to understand the whole system first. Okay, that is, let's say, very, very different topic again. If you are, thinking about monolithic architecture, microservices, that's a, completely different topic. This, let's try to focus only on the system design part. That definitely we are going to discuss. So last mile. Okay, this is where automation meets humans unpredictably, right? So in the end, packages come, driver picks up the package and he's going to the customer. Okay, so now imagine what kind of problems will come. This is, let's say, last mile, in a sense, final delivery. Okay, uh, I mean, if in a small location, let's say in a particular area there will be a warehouse. From that particular area, driver is going to pick, driver pickup from final warehouse, goes to the customer. Okay, now what kind of problems you can see in this particular scenario? Okay, let me know in the comments what kind of problems in the final stage as well. I mean, we see problems in the final stage as well, right? So what kind of problems? So communication, wrong address, misguiding, excellent answers. I mean, I was about to write the same thing. Wrong address, thanks a lot, Gautam commented here. So wrong address is, let's say, one of the major thing. Customer unavailability, unavailability, then delivery retry, right? of course, I mean, if someone is not available or maybe a wrong address, yeah, missing the package once again. So definitely, all these problems are, let's say, very very common. And you see, right, that's what I'm trying to write it down here. I'm not sure how many of you were, let's say, thinking in this particular manner, like how logistics system work. Because see, I mean, I know about this like from very long time, but these days, almost from 1.5 month, I'm, observing this, and that was running in my mind. Okay, I need to talk to my audience. I need to show it on my channel. That would be very, very. I'm saying you, this would be very, very useful for your interviews. Just write it down tomorrow. If you have any interview, they will ask an open question. What do you know about system design? Then you're not going to talk about tools. Here, you are going to write it down, give them an example. Okay, I know about this particular business. This is how it works. This is how I'm going to design. These are, the steps. This is how, proper breakdown. You don't need to, pinpoint all the solutions. Just, if you do it in this way, the interviewer, I'm telling you, he will definitely get impressed. Because many people will go with knowing tools. They say, I know Kubernetes, I know Docker, I know Linux, I know this, I know that. That is a different case. But overall, if you go with this particular, understanding of the whole system level understanding of this particular business, this is one of the simple example I'm trying to give. These are, this kind of, thinking will, differentiate between a person who is, let's say, uh, learning for something, and, let's say he's trying to watch something and he's learning, and going and answering the same thing. It will not work out like that. If you put your own brain, like how we are doing right now, okay, writing it down step by step, thinking in systems. Okay, this is the step one, step two. Okay, this might go wrong. See, all these things are get considered. Okay, especially in big companies, for example Google, or Meta, or maybe Uber. See, all of these are, let's say, system related thinking. They think in this particular way. This is how people sit. Okay, define problems. Okay, if we do this, okay, these kind of problems, these are kind of edge cases, right? So all these matter a lot. Not only, I know Kubernetes or I know Docker. Tools, I'm telling you, everyone can learn. This is what matters, and this is what differentiate you from other people. Okay, keep this in mind. As I said, now most systems fail near the edges. Okay, this is common. I mean, see, as a developer, as an engineer, you cannot cover all the edge cases. I mean, you try to cover mostly. See, because of, these kind of, minor edge cases, we see a lot of, lot of the websites goes down. For example, see, recently we had this GitHub issue wherein so many people are like writing, because of, AI agents are writing a lot of code. Humans cannot write so much code, right? And it is going down from time to time. Even they did not expect these kind of rights will come to the GitHub repository. I mean, globally people are using it, that's a different case. But agents are writing so much code that, I mean, no one predicted, right? So such edge cases, I mean, we cannot do anything. I mean, GitHub is trying to improve a lot here, I would say. Yeah, that is not the topic for today. Now, I would like to, draw a very simple diagram once again to make it a bit more clear. So what exactly we are doing here? Users are trying to order a package. Okay, now little bit deeper, not more deep, little bit deep. So what runs like in general? So everywhere APIs, right? Every service we are going to talk to works with APIs, majority of the services, right? Behind this we'll have services. So I mean, multiple services, I'm not going to name it, but every company has their own services. For example, order service, let's say one of these service, payment service, and shopping service. I mean, that's what I don't want to name. Just understand, multiple services, whichever, application you open, you will see multiple different tabs. Those are, let's say, multiple services, right? And in this particular scenario, events and queues. For example, every scanned event is, let's say, being tracked, that is being queued, and it's being delivered to, some other system. So this is, let's say, very, very important here. And we'll have databases as well. Okay, I'm writing very, very high level architecture here, just for your understanding. We're not digging into details. This is, let's say, more than enough. As I said, users talk to API services, APIs internally talk to different services, then events queues, and we also have databases, right? So all of this is, let's say, coordinating. So all of this, the whole process takes place to deliver one single package to a customer, right? In your perspective, it is one single package, but generally, overall, millions of packages are getting delivered. So all this physical movement and also digital software, also physical, both together they have to work to make sure all the packages are delivered on time, especially fast, right? If if this fails in one particular part, everything in the chain fails. I'm going to talk definitely about all the failures as well now. The next step is, let's say, failures here. But uh, here, all of this, whatever we wrote it down, this gets applied in different industries. Not only this, I mean, you'll see different changes, I mean, according to the industry, but same engineering patterns. Okay, overall, I mean, whichever industry you dive in, check in, just think out loud, most of this stuff would be similar. But yeah, according to the industry, we have to adjust our architecture and also our thinking process, how things work. And definitely I'm going to bring more such videos so that you'll have more knowledge on let's say different industries here. So yeah, uh, this is all about the whole architecture which we discussed so far. Now let's talk. I'm going to talk very few failures. I don't want to take let's say a long time, but yeah, definitely failures are, let's say, we already discussed some of this stuff here. I'm going to start with one of the failures here. So what kind of failures? I think some of you already uh, told about this wrong scan. So sometime one wrong scan, move the package to wrong city completely. That particular event corrupts the whole event event grid system here, because see, every scan is getting tracked as event, and that particular event, it goes through the whole chain. There's no way to roll back here. So we have to be very, very careful in this case, right? And this is, let's say, one of the failures. Now let's talk about the failure number 2. Also, I mean, you can write it down in the comments about the failures. I mean, what do you think from your side? So failure 2 would be tracking delays, right? Majority of the customers see outdated truth here. Yeah, we cannot agree. I mean, we try to disagree with that, but yeah, in general, system will be working, but some of the information is, let's say, delayed just to uh, I mean, there are some companies who try to show you real-time information, but most of the companies, try to avoid this just for a number of reasons. But yeah, failure 2 is, let's say, tracking delayed. Now another failure which is coming in my mind, I think we already discussed about this. I think no, delivered but not delivered, right? Sometimes you get a message saying, okay, your package is delivered, but in reality your package is not delivered. Then you will try to uh, reach out to the customers surveys, try to explain all of this. I mean, this is, let's say, very dangerous, because see, if something is delivered and the whole system was working with it, in the end, it's the human, let's say, it's the human behavior which is wrong here. You cannot blame, I mean, we can blame systems as well. It's not like you cannot blame systems, but overall this is very, very dangerous. I think, I'm not sure if you remember, sometimes in our pipelines we see green pipelines, but application will not be working. So it's the same. It application will not work, right? So in DevOps especially, these are, let's say, silent failures, and also these are very dangerous ones, right? Now let's talk about the last failure. I think many of you will relate with this particular failure: peak load. Let me know in the comments when you will see the peak load on the system. Normally, see, every system will behave normally, right? Every day it behaves normally. When can you expect, you know, peak load? Let me know in the comments. I think most of you, yes, festivals, right? So most of the festivals, or maybe most of the holiday season, you will see lot of peak load, or maybe sale. Yes, if there is any kind of sale, in that scenario also there will be massive shipment spikes, right? So I mean there are so many other reasons as well, but yeah, for peak load I think this is enough. And I think you got an overall picture, right? Most of the systems, they will not fail when the traffic is normal. So most of the system will not fail when traffic is normal. They fail because of peak load. Okay. Stock clearance. Yeah, stock clearance can also be one of the great reasons of the peak load. And one more important point. So in this, who will see the most load? So I mean we have some services, right? So for example, tracking API, right? Warehouse. So these are, let's say, major last mile services which are going to see huge load. And also generally in system design, whenever you design uh, let's say these kind of high level systems, this is very very important part. I think interviewers will definitely expect this particular point from you. These kind of bottlenecks matter more than features. Okay, because see, a system is strong. I mean, a system is only as strong as its slowest components, right? So bottlenecks are very very important here. I mean, users don't care about new features. They care about their packages getting delivered on the right time or not. That matters more than new features. They don't care about fancy features. Why will I care? I mean, if I'm ordering something, I care about the product. I don't care what kind of feature you're adding in your website. Why should I care? Right? So all of this, I mean, sometimes people try to do fast. I mean, for example, they want to do things fast instead of correctness, right? Sometimes you want to develop something, just you can deliver something fast. So that will work in some cases, but majority of the cases it will fail because of the correctness. I mean, those are, let's say, kind of edge cases or kind of problems which we are going to see. I mean, sometimes people will try to set up stuff so that they just want to go to the customer, right? Also develop the feature. I mean, they will think, okay, if something goes wrong, we will fix it on the go. Sometimes companies think like that. that's that's good in some cases, also bad in some cases. Just give me a minute. So now all of this, So what all we discussed. So now you might be thinking, so this is, let's say, high level overview. This is very, very useful for everyone, not only let's say DevOps engineers or software developers. This is, let's say, common. Every employee or every person who's going to the interview has to know this kind of knowledge, especially in very big companies. If you have this particular understanding, then I'm telling you, you are already ahead of 90% of people. Okay, more than 90%. I mean, no one will think this way. Everyone, come and ask me, okay, bro, what should I learn? Which tool to focus? Which technology to focus? I want to learn this tool. I want to learn that tool. I get hundreds of messages. Everyone are behind that. So if you want to stand out, focus on this part as well. Now, I would like to connect, okay, whatever we've seen in this with DevOps. Okay, if you are especially working in DevOps or looking into a DevOps role, so what all we've seen so far, okay, all of this comes down to, I mean, it has a very huge relationship with DevOps. For example, all of the system which we saw, it needs monitoring. Okay, not only simple monitoring, end to end, everything has to be monitored very properly. Okay, this is a very huge task. It's not simple creating a dashboard or creating one simple alert rule. Overall, monitoring is a very huge topic. It adds a lot of value to the whole logistic systems. If this is wrong, the whole system crashes. Okay, this is very, very important topic, monitoring. I have a full video on my channel if you are interested in thinking about systems, not only tools. I showed you an example of Grafana, Prometheus over there, but yeah, go watch it. Do hands-on practice as well parallelly. 2 hours video. Check it on my channel. I'm going to show that as well. If you are very, very serious to learn proper monitoring, I'm not talking about a specific tool. Very serious about monitoring is, let's say, big ocean. In today's AI era also, it is very, very important and it will be useful. Okay, without monitoring, you see, just imagine now the whole logistic systems which we were talking about. Now imagine if there's no monitoring system at all of what's going on with a particular package. Let me know what exactly will happen. Let me know in the comments. What do you think out loud now. What will happen if there's no monitoring system at all? Do you think the package will get delivered to you? Just let me know in the comments. I'm waiting for your answers. What do you think? Will the package get delivered to you if there's no monitoring? I'm reading your comments. Please write it down. What do you think? No proper traces. See, that's what I mean. This is, let's say, one simple example. There are so many different problems that you are going to see without monitoring. And second part, scaling. Scaling. When there is huge traffic, how you will scale? Who will scale that? How you are going to think about scaling? How you are going to serve your customers? Whose responsibility would be? Will a software developer come and scale the systems, or with DevOps engineer will come and do this, or maybe some other engineer? There should be someone to do this, right? To make sure the whole logistic system is working, all the services. I'm not talking of one particular service. Every service has its connection, not only database, not only servers or cloud, AWS, Azure, whatever services, wherever they are running, everything has to be scaled properly so that demands meet. You have to make sure the business is running properly without any disruptions. So scaling is, let's say, major, very, very important topic. How you will scale, on what basis? So all of these things you have to write it down. You have to think out loud. So we don't know where is the issue. Yeah, monitoring part, yes. Scaling is, let's say, one of them. And now imagine, yeah, scaling is not available. Let's say you want to go manually scale that stuff. Do you think manually can you scale to millions of let's say requests at a time? You have to automate that. You have to read the data first. Based on the data, okay, you have to have an idea. Okay, this particular sale, today we have, let's say, 1000 people following, or let's say traffic. Tomorrow 10,000 or million traffic. today million, tomorrow 10 million traffic will be there. So you have to prepare in such a way that scaling should be very fast. If a user comes to your website and check, okay, this is not working, he will leave it in seconds. He will not wait for hours trying, okay, try. No, it's a huge business loss. Okay, companies will think about business, money, everywhere money goes in. So scaling, very important. It's DevOps responsibility. And logging, I think in my shell scripting series, I was teaching about logging. What will happen if logging is not there? So very basic examples I'm talking. Now imagine in this huge logistic setup system, if proper logging is not there, do you think you can solve problems? You can come across, errors, what's going on in the system, the whole. Can you track packages? Can you track, what kind of service is breaking? There's no logging at all. It will not work, right? Just let me know in the comments what are your thoughts here. And we have alerts. Okay, again deployments, how deployments will work. So these are, let's say, very few I'm trying to point out here: monitoring, scaling, logging, alerts, deployments. See, every industry, every system goes through the whole, let's say, all these things. For example, monitoring, scaling, logging, alerts, deployments, all of this is kind of common. It's someone's responsibility to do this and also think in proper systems. Not only just learn tools, and also think in systems, how I mean, effectively we can, build all of this so that everything works smoothly. It's not only a one person job, it's the entire team of people working: software engineering team, DevOps team, infrastructure team, testing team. Now we have some architects also working. I mean, there's a huge team sitting behind this. You're not the only person sitting and, doing the whole end to end stuff. You just need to have understanding, proper understanding. Okay, this is how, okay, systems work. Okay, this is how thinking is, let's say, put it out on the board, on paper. So this way it shows you are, let's say, ready to get into that particular role. And also you can definitely contribute. I mean, so if you talk like this in an interview, just, pure, let's say, your mind, whatever, I mean, you have to prepare a bit. It's not like you can go unprepared. Go this way. You don't need to write each and everything in detail. They are not going to pinpoint, okay, how this will work, how that will work. But overall you can say, okay, this is my whole over, let's say, high level understanding of the systems. These are, the kind of, problems that are coming in my mind right now. There might be other problems as well. This way it shows, okay, you have a lot of interest, you have, that kind of passion to understand systems and also work. Definitely you are going to get hired. People, I mean, companies need people like you, not the person who knows, I can work, I know these tools, I know that tools. I mean, tools, I'm telling you, 100 times by now, I guess. Tools anyone can learn, but all of this understanding, very few can learn and also apply. I think one of our follower or subscribers messaged me, bro, whatever you are trying to teach, I am trying to apply in my, day-to-day DevOps work. It's really amazing. I did improve a lot of stuff. I mean, it gave me, a lot of happiness, because see, I'm trying to explain whatever I know. I'm also learning every day. It's not like I'm an expert, fully expert. Every day you have to learn. I'm learning it from years. I have to learn in the coming years as well. Learning is never ending. Okay, how much ever experience you have, you will be, let's say, ahead of majority of the people if you have more experience. But still, learning will never end. Tools, systems, I mean, businesses keep on changing. They are not going, once you set up something, it will not run lifelong forever. It will not run like that. You have to change from time to time. You have to change your thinking as well. Businesses will change, new features will come, new processes. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, if I keep on talking, the time will not be sufficient here. So yeah, these are, let's say, some of the stuff. I mean, I think I missed a lot of stuff here, but yeah, I would like to write down some. So different businesses, as I said, different businesses same engineering problem. Okay, now think out loud. I mean, after this live, you can sit down, write it down. Okay, bro, I was thinking about this particular business. Okay, this is how they are actually working. Write it down by yourself. This is, let's say, one of the example which I gave you. You can think about, other businesses, how things are, let's say, working. So majority of the, industries are becoming software companies internally. So this is, let's say, common. See, today without the software, nothing is, let's say, possible, right? Majority of the companies, any industry you check, there are so many industries wherein people are, let's say, not touching their hands. But yeah, all over the globe, if you think about it, so many industries are becoming software companies. Without the software, because I mean, for example, I have some appliances in my home, so I can control it with my application, internet of things, IoT. So it's an hardware, okay, proper hardware. So for example, micro oven or induction, so I can control it with my phone. So I can sit here, ground floor, I have my systems, I mean, my induction running. I can start, stop. I can control it from here. So what is this? This is all software. Now imagine, all over the world, people are, let's say, having appliances controlled by internet, Wi-Fi router. I think majority of you know, right, how things work. You can control cameras, hardware. You can control from your phone application. How is it working? So these are, let's say, very basic examples, but on large scale, these will, become problems. How are you? How, systems are going to get updated? So for example, I have my oven. It got updated recently. I mean, it was a new oven which I bought. It got updated automatically. I mean, it not automatically, but yeah, they'll try to deploy the, software. That's a different story. Definitely, I'm going to explain. I have a lot of interest, on such type of things. That's the reason I'm talking about this. But yeah, um, overall, I mean, I think, hope you guys got a very good picture and understanding how system design works and how people are, going to ask in interviews as well. You can go through once again. If you have any questions, you can drop it in the comments, and also think out loud, I would say. Based on this, definitely I'm telling you, you will crack interviews. Damn sure. I'm damn 100% sure you are going to crack interviews. If you think out loudly, properly, write down, throw all of the stuff which you have on your mind on the blackboard. Whenever the interviewer asks, they will give you an opportunity. Okay, can you tell, uh, can you tell, can you tell me which, what do you think about system design? Don't start talking about, for example, tools here, especially, because see, once you start talking tools, you already lost him. Okay, so whenever, if someone is asking about system design, start asking him questions. Okay, uh, what kind of, business are we discussing here? So based on the, I mean, if you know, I mean, it's up to you. Means you can start discussing this particular part. Okay, you can build your own story. For example, you order something online, then I was thinking, okay, how does it work? For example, if you are ordering some food, for example, delivery platform, write it down, whatever we discussed, all of this stuff step by step. Then from that particular part only, he'll try to ask you questions. I mean, uh, he will not go in technical details. I mean, you can tell him very clearly, okay, some of the parts, I mean, definitely I can explain, but I know the overall understanding. That should be more than enough. See, everyone is not, expert in all technologies. Even the interviewer will know that. It's not like you have to be very, very, let's say, confident or 100% of what you are talking. It's okay. Be confident in whatever you are talking. Try to explain it. If you don't know something, just say you don't know. So overall, I would say this is it, I guess, for this today's live. I think I'm going to, I hope I changed your way of thinking, especially in terms of, delivery process, like how logistic systems work. Because see, now if you go out and see some truck is, let's say, transporting something, definitely you will remember me and the topic which which we are discussing here. Because see, there are so many different logistic businesses running across the world. Whenever you go on the street, on roads, definitely you're going to come across, and definitely you are going to connect this particular topic with that. Okay, and I think, yeah, one last point I would like to mention, and then we can go to comments, chats, we can talk more here. So system design is everywhere. I'm telling you, system design is everywhere, but you have to start observing carefully. Once you start observing carefully, you will definitely relate with multiple different things. Okay, not only logistics. For example, you travel from one destination to other destination. For example, Google Maps, this is also one of the huge system design stuff that is all over the world. Okay, these are, let's say, very few simple examples I'm trying to talk here. But yeah, try to think in that way. I'm telling you, definitely you are going to crack interviews. I think that's it. I guess now I'm ready to take your questions. Please ask me whatever questions you have. I will take few questions and then we can wrap up. Yes. And I would like to share this monitoring stuff which I was talking about. Where is that? Let me share my screen. Is this one? Yeah, this one. This particular series, full 2 hours. Please go and watch this. Do hands-on, and also I gave you the repo. You'll get a lot of knowledge about monitoring, especially. I think that's it. I guess now let me answer the questions if someone is asking any questions. So I see some questions. Yeah, these are all, I think I already answered. I mean, it was part of our. So alerts important for everyday work in my current my task monitoring. Yes, it's very very important. Thanks a lot for writing it down here. Alerts are very very important. Alerting is, let's say, yeah, one of the major skill that is, let's say, required in this whole particular system. Not only in this system, but yeah, any product or any companies you go, definitely you are going to use that. I'm in the same type of company. What type of company, man? Oh, which works on IoT based applications. Oh, amazing, man. I really have, I mean, I used to work for one of the companies. It was not IoT based. I mean, industrial automation, I would say. Something, let's say, similar. It was an electrical product I was working on, and I used to work on the firmware level. Used to deploy firmware software on a hardware, for example, Raspberry Pi. That's where my huge interest came into picture. Now I'm planning to buy a Raspberry Pi, especially to show demos to our audience. Let's see, and also let's see if someone is ready to sponsor me with Raspberry Pi. Definitely, I'm going to review their product. And yeah, let's see if I get more followers and subscribers. Definitely, I think I can get some sponsorships. And also, someone was asking about cloud, Azure cloud, AWS cloud. Please create videos. I do have a lot of interest. I mean, I do have a lot of knowledge around that as well. But yeah, I'm still waiting for some sponsors, especially, so that I can definitely create a lot of content around cloud, real world, especially whatever I show on prem. The same stuff I'm going to show it on my channel. If you know someone who's ready to sponsor me, please share that my video with them, and I'll get in touch with them. Does DSA required for a DevOps job? I don't think so, man. It completely depends on for which companies you are trying to apply. I mean, DSA means, I mean, you can learn. That is, let's say, very very useful. I will not say do not learn. Of course, you are going to use that in your day-to-day activities or knowledges. Let's say work, especially if you're working for man companies, and also normal companies also do that. Startup based companies also use that. Um, yeah, you can try it out. It depends. Not every company asks for DSA. If you have that knowledge, definitely well and good. You are already ahead of many people. So I mean, it's up to your interest, man. I will not say you just go with DSA. I will not say don't go with DSA. If you have, well and good. If you don't have, well and good. It completely depends on the company. Some companies will ask you to write some exams. Especially they will give you some programming stuff. This is common, some in man companies. They'll expect you to know DSA. So if you're applying for such companies, definitely it's required. I'm in a AWS DevOps support like L1.5. I'm preparing for DevOps. You're already in DevOps support. What you are preparing for DevOps? What do you want to prepare, man? Next question. I know a YouTuber who works on it and provides a software-based Raspberry Pi. Okay, that's good to know. But yeah, even I have a lot of interest on that. So that's a very different, niche, I would say, especially working with IoT related stuff, or maybe use Raspberry Pi. Not only Raspberry Pi, there are so many different stuff we can play around, do a lot of stuff with that. Um, but yeah, it completely depends on the audience. I'm not sure if our audience will like it, but I do have a lot of passion around that. I want to create videos. I don't want to create again separate channel for that. From time to time I will try to post it on this channel itself. Let's see, based on the interest. I mean, focus would be majorly DevOps only, but yeah, that would be an addition to teach you more details about how things work. So yeah, that's the plan. Next one. I know YouTuber. What do we have now? I like handling. What are what are the five edge cases? What are the five edge cases you will put it on alerting in this type of systems? I mean, especially failures. I mean, wrong failures in, let's say, one of the edge cases, right? I mean, we get uh, so many different alerts for wrong reasons. So let's say one of the edge case that I can put it down out of my mind right now, and also we get delivered. I mean, wrong services. We try to monitor, let's say, wrong services. That's one of the edge cases. I mean, you think about, okay, this particular service is failing or giving us the wrong information, wrong services. Let's say we have to be very careful in terms of which service or which API we are talking to. There are some we have to do proper coordination here, because the edge cases will come in these kind of situations or scenarios. Now I like handling alert. I'm not completely working deployment. So you have to do hands-on, man, majorly. Just try to do hands-on practice. You have to do, I mean, I'm not sure what kind of deployment you're talking about, but yeah, I do have some, let's say, series wherein we are doing a lot of stuff, production related series. Do hands-on most likely. I mean, in terms of if you are asking monitoring, I think I showed most of the stuff hands-on there from scratch, like how to set up monitoring system. So yeah, we have to be very careful. I mean, the more you do hands-on, the more you'll learn here, man. That's what I can say. I think this Kishore guy is asking so many questions. Don't we have any other people to ask questions? I see he's the only active person in our, let's say, channel. Applying more alerting does cost more. I don't think so. More alerting is required. It completely depends on the system and what you are trying to monitor. I think I'm not sure, man, how this costing works. I mean, different, let's say, cloud providers or different tools which we use, they provide different pricing mechanisms. So, I mean, of course, alerting will definitely cost you money, but I cannot, pinpoint like, okay, if you use this much, you'll be get charged this much. It completely depends on, which, what kind of, plans you have and what kind of, discounts you have from the companies. So, I mean, so many different things come into picture to define this, but yeah, it will cost. It will not cost more, but yeah, that's where like your thinking will matter a lot here. So in terms of system design, whatever we are planning, especially your architect, so you need to plan very well, like how things are going to work and how you are going to save cost as well. I mean, you have to consider cost. Not every company will be ready to spend a lot of money on only on alerting, because see, end of the day, business business needs to have proper systems in place that would be useful, and also save money, and also they can earn from that particular business, right? I think I'm going to thanks, I guess. Okay, thank you for the day. I would suggest in next session, please try to explain complete design pattern with HLD and LLD. Sure, definitely. Let's see. Based on the let's say interest, thank you, Kishore, for joining. Thanks a lot, everyone who joined. But yeah, I hope you liked my session. And also, please drop your comments and thought process. Maybe, yeah, I'll try to plan more such stuff like this if you are really interested in such thought process. And not only just watch my videos, also do hands-on practice. And I think, yeah, that's it for today. It was nice to see a lot of people commenting on the live. Hope you liked my session. I am going to come back with another new topic. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next live or videos.